Welcome to the Jinks podcast number 3. This is our post-Valentine's Day or Singles Awareness Day, however you want to call it, episode. This, of course, is Jared Marshall, and introducing this time, because I forgot yesterday, our special guest contributor, Mr. Matt Harms. Round of applause.
Yay!
From the audience. Thank you. And keep quiet. So, like I said, today is our post-Valentine's Day episode. We're going to come at it at a couple different angles here, because Matt is recently in a relationship. I am recently single, so we're just going to kind of compare.
It's not the yin-yang syndrome there, eh? You went from a long-term, did you not, to recently single?
Fairly long-term. It was 8 months.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty serious. And
yeah, I had a really serious single relationship with nobody. So that was pretty cool. That was 5 years running, man. This is the first relationship in 5 years. That's really scary.
Yeah, I've never been single that long.
Oh, it was a long time. And then you enter the realm of Valentine. What do you do? What do you do on Valentine's Day? I had 5 years of just getting drunk by myself and watching The Notebook with my dog. Now, where do you go from there?
Yeah, all I know for Valentine's Day is flowers, chocolate. You better make sure you have a card. Other than that, I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, I forgot a card this year. I took a different spin on it, though. This time, I figured, you know what? Like, let's be honest. I'm broke. I don't have a lot of money. I'm in school. I'm paying a mortgage while I'm in school by myself. I don't have a lot of expendable cash.
Yeah.
No, so what did I do? I figured instead of buying something really expensive, why not make her something? And you know, the whole chocolate thing works. Here's what I did. I went to the dollar store. I got 3 or 4 tins of these little heart-shaped, little tins essentially, like for cookies.
Oh, yeah.
I went to the grocery store. I got a bunch of dark chocolate chips. That's her favorite. She likes dark chocolate. And some strawberries. I just melted them down, dipped them. I basically gave her like gourmet chocolates, chocolate dipped strawberries.
Yeah, and if you had gone and actually bought those, it would have cost you probably 5-6 times as much.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I spent $20 in chocolate because I burnt the first 3 batches.
Oh,
but once I had it down to a science, it was probably about the same price as an actual chocolate.
Trying to figure it out on your own, trying to make chocolate in the kitchen isn't easy.
No, not when you're me.
Or any guy, really, I would think.
That's true.
Unless you're popping them on some grasshoppers or something. But
yeah.
Been there, tried that. Yeah, for me, I can't even remember what I did. I worked. I came home from work. Didn't even really click in that it was Valentine's Day that day. So I just sat down, watched the Jets game.
Nice.
And pretty much just fucked around all night.
Well, it's nice that you mentioned the Jets game. Like, my girl, she's great. Like, all she wanted to do, she's like, look, I don't want anything crazy. I don't want to even do anything. I just want to hang out with you and watch sports all day. She wanted to watch the NBA All-Star game and the Jets. I'm like, that's fucking mint.
I need to find somebody like that. Last girlfriend, it was a fight pretty much just to be able to watch that hockey game.
Oh, yeah. I remember those days.
So I either, had to stay home or just take over her TV, which was never a good idea for anybody.
Nope. Don't touch the remote.
No. So it's really hard being, a sports fan, dating somebody who
just
hates. Yeah.
Yeah. That's never fun. My ex was the same way. She would watch, I mean, there's nothing against the romantic comedies. I'll watch them once in a while myself. But
once in a while.
Like, I paid for the cable in the house, and she'd have the remote. I wasn't allowed to watch. She'd watch, MTV Brides or whatever it's called.
Oh, God.
Say yes to the dress. That's the kind of shit I had to deal with for 5 years. Being with her, that was horrible. So you can understand why I was single for 5 years. It was kind of nullifying the effect of that really crappy relationship.
Yeah, this might be an extended bout of being single for me. The longest I've had, just finding myself. But being 30 years old now, trying to find somebody who doesn't have kids.
Oh man, yeah, that's the other half too. Like, it's hard, man. And then you start to realize too, what you're into, changes, right? I used to date the younger girls. Like, when I got out of my relationship. And that 5-year stretch, I was dating a lot of girls who were 8 years younger than me, and it took a long time to realize that we're just on different paths. Like, sure, they're good looking, they're cute, they're fun, but they're not on the same level as you.
Yeah, if you've got your future in mind already, you're working towards what you want, what you want, kind of thing.
And they're just worried about tequila shots. Yeah. Granted, not all of them. I shouldn't really say that. It's kind of generalizing, but I mean, yeah, like you said, when you're 30 years old, you're very.
Your priorities are a lot different than the younger girls you were used to dating.
Very, yes.
Because I've always dated younger, too. Always.
Yeah.
Except for the most recent one, because, I thought she'd be more mature being my age, but nope. Just as jealous and controlling as the rest. So,
as the rest, you got to give them some credit.
Well, I
like that.
I just have either terrible taste or just I don't know how to pick them. So
yeah.
I always end up with the girls that have problems because of situations that happened before, so they've been burned.
Yep.
So they like to try and control and couldn't even have friends.
Oh, that's bad. And I was in a situation like that too. Actually, that's I can really relate to that. But you know what? It comes down to when you're. It's like they always say, like, when you're not looking, you find the one. And I really believe in that, because when you are looking, you're like, oh, what's readily available?
Yeah.
Like when you go to the beer store, do you buy like Lucky Lager just because it's right there out in the case and it's on sale? No, you pick and find.
That's never the right one.
You find the good stuff. You're in there for a reason. And, you're going to spend a little bit extra money to find what you want, or take a little bit of time searching. But that's really what it comes down to. Women are like beer. You just got to get the premium.
It's a great way of putting it.
There you go.
Yeah, so for Valentine's Day, not really great for most people. Even in a relationship, I find it's pressure.
Yeah.
That being single is definitely the nice part. You just avoid all the commercials on TV, so you're not reminded of how lonely you are this weekend. Like I said, Singles Awareness Day.
Yes, there's always that too.
Yeah. So, yeah, that just about does it there. Now that Valentine's Day is over, though.
Yeah, why not touch on the other movie, the 50 Shades of Great. Now I'm masturbating in the theater.
The 50 Shades of Sploosh, as some of the ladies are calling it.
Yeah, you know what? And maybe it's just because I feel threatened by this movie. But let's be honest here. I mean, like everyone, like women are human, just like guys are human. There's a great way to start this introduction here. Yep. What I'm about to say. Basically, like, I mean, it's human nature. You're going to start comparing your partner to movies you watch. Like when I was dating my ex, I found very, very similar characteristics between her and Storm from X-Men. They get both raised a lot of hell. It's just natural you start comparing them to these people, right? But no, my problem with 50 Shades of Grey is, all these women are watching, or people are watching this movie and they're going, well, I want my husband or my boyfriend, just be sporadic like that. And when you start comparing things, you're going to start noticing a lot of flaws in your partner, and that's usually never good news for the dudes. Yeah,
it's almost like porn. The way porn affects men, they watch too much porn, they expect that in the bedroom all the time. That's just raising false expectations.
Totally.
And
yes.
If you actually take a look into like the BDSM sex in 50 Shades of Grey, it's not really consensual sex.
It's
so you could almost call it rape.
Yes.
Because you can write a book where she's into it, yeah, she's enjoying it, but in real life, the shit that goes on in that book, I'm pretty sure he'd be going to jail for a while.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's funny talking to some of my friends. They're like, but there's an undertone. There's a story there. He has a broken past. I'm like, he's a rapist. That's maybe he had a broken past, but
that's
Jesus,
a pretty
man.
Broken present there, too.
Where do you draw the line on that? Like, how is any of that okay?
I think it has to do with a lot of it being, like, it started as fan fiction from Twilight, so having the over-aggressive vampire kind of crap.
Well, this guy doesn't have powers, so he had to just take it to the bedroom violently.
Yeah. I don't understood how this whole franchise just took off, and from fan fiction from Twilight to 50 Shades of Grey. Like, normally you could at least say, better love story in Twilight, but in this case, it's worse.
Totally.
Which is hard to believe, but...
Yeah. Nah, but, all this haterisms, that really just stems from jealousy. Because if I could get away with half of that, I totally would.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not confident to do that kind of crap. I'm like, I don't want to go to jail.
But the girlfriend isn't trying to drag you out to see it? Or
no, she's like, I mentioned that movie. I'm like, are you ever going to watch this? And she looked at me like, she basically slapped me in the face with a look. I'm like, awesome. This is fucking perfect. Yeah. She doesn't ever want to see that. Great. Nothing to be compared to.
So never read the book. None of her friends want to go see it.
No, she did not read it.
No pressure.
No, there's zero pressure. She is not into that. She's, she likes watching her sports, and she likes the comedies, and that's kind of where she lives, and that's just perfect for me.
Perfect. Does she have any sisters, any single friends?
No, I didn't ask. I'm sure if I asked about the sister thing, that might get me a slap in the face, so I'm staying away from that one. But no, I think they broke the mold when they made her, so I'm going to hang on to this as long as I can before I fuck it up.
There you go. Put a ring on it. Marriage material right there.
There you go.
So 50 Shades of Grey is... horrible, just in general. I think
I'm not even going to touch on that. I can't. I mean, I think I have a grade 6 reading level. I mean, the last series of first of all, the first and only series of books I ever read was Harry Potter, and that's kind of the last books that I've read. And I love those ones.
Still great books,
and that's kind of, I mean, I'm not a big reader, right? So that's kind of where it started and ended with me.
Yeah. See, I used to be quite a big reader. I've obviously read the Harry Potter books cover to cover several times. I have probably 5 different books I have at home right now that all have bookmarks in them that I read a little, put them down for a while, go to another book for, I don't know, I'm all over the place when I'm reading right now. I have the same problem in video games and TV shows. I'll
yes.
binge watch something on Netflix for like a week, like I did with Breaking Bad. Made it through into season 2 and haven't touched it in almost 6 months.
Oh wow!
Just move on to the next thing. Like Netflix is definitely a bad drug for me because I just sit there browsing for an hour sometimes before I even find something worth watching.
I know it, man. Like sometimes, like on a weekday, it's 8 o'clock. I'm like, hey, I have exactly enough time to squeeze in a movie. It's like 9:30 before I finally pick one, and then you start it. And now you got to go to bed. You can't even watch the movie. Yeah, you've wasted the whole evening. It's the devil.
I keep planning on sitting down and watching Wolf of Wall Street, but dedicating 3 hours to watch a movie when you get home from school or work and you're exhausted, you just want to sit down.
Yeah,
I put on a 3-hour movie. I'm just going to fall asleep.
Oh, I do that every time.
Yeah.
I'm notorious for that. It's terrible. If I have a girl over and we're like watching a movie, I'm falling asleep during it. It's really bad.
Like normally I can stay awake during a movie, but lately I get home, throw Netflix on, and I'm watching because I spend an hour browsing. I end up just watching the same crap over and over again. Like I keep going back to like Top Gear and Archer, and lately I've been watching a shit ton of Friends.
Well, there you go. I mean, at least those are shows that are 30 minutes long. I mean, you cut out the ads, are 20 minutes long, so you can get through a couple of those before you fall asleep. But dude, like maybe it's age, I don't know. The last movie I saw in theaters, I think it was Gone Girl. I fell asleep in the theater even.
Jesus.
I'm only 32. This shouldn't be happening yet. This is like narcolepsy or something.
It's not very often I fall asleep in the movie theaters. I actually fell asleep during X-Men 2, X2, X-Men United.
Okay.
Fell asleep at the very end, woke up just in time to see her turn into Phoenix.
No.
Like, I missed the entire last half of the movie. That's probably the last time I fell asleep in a movie theater, but put a movie on at home, I can fall asleep like that now. Like, I used to be no problem, but now as I get older, getting up earlier in the morning, I get home, I'm tired. No matter what goes on the TV, I'm on the couch and I'm asleep.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't take much.
And
you throw a drink or two in there, too, and you're just 10 times faster.
Yep. And then you wake up 2 hours later to the end of the movie, and you find something else to watch. And now you're up even later because you're looking for something to watch now. It's just
thinking back,
cycle.
This has kind of always been a problem for me. I remember when I was, I don't even remember what grade I was in, but I think it was Men in Black, the first Men in Black movie. We went to go watch it in theaters, and the drive-in was still around, so that really kind of dates how old I am.
Oh, yeah, I've been to drive-ins.
Yeah, it was the second or third movie. It was the last movie that was playing that night, and so I'm there with all my younger brothers. I'm the oldest, right? Now we go into the place, the fry shack, whatever, get a bunch of food, go back into the van. We're not Hutterites, I swear to God, but we did have a big van.
Not. No, yeah.
Yeah, nope. And I fell asleep at the beginning of the movie. Nobody woke me up. I woke up to the end, to the credits. I was so mad. I was so pissed off finding out that I missed that whole movie.
That happened to me the one time I went to a drive-in, too. I was probably quite a bit younger.
Yeah.
Probably around 8 or 10 years old. My dad took me to the drive-in. We saw Weekend at Bernie's 2 and Groundhog Day.
Nice.
Is what was playing.
Wow, yeah.
So I swear to God, the movies were not new when I went and saw them. I'm not that old. I'm just pushing 30. But I remember falling asleep during those movies, and I kick myself for it now because as an adult, being able to remember that experience of at the drive-in watching Weekend at Bernie's or Groundhog Day, I'd love to have that memory with me.
Yeah.
But since I slept through the whole thing, it's just gone. I knew I was there. I remember the movies, but that's it.
Yeah.
Just gone. I have no idea what my dad did for those 4 hours.
No, it was, you know what? Going with the parents back then, like it was an adventure to go out to actually round up the entire family and head out there, but the experience wasn't always good. I mean, living here in Winnipeg and Manitoba, the mosquitoes are horrible. So you have like 7 people crammed in a van. It gets fucking hot.
Yeah.
So you want to roll down the windows and all the bugs are coming in. And this, like, I mean, these are back in the days before you tuned into the radio that would, get your sound feed from the movie through the radio. It was these little
like the little speaker box things.
Yeah,
that you just
they
take
weren't
off
even
a pole
stereo.
and stick in the
you
window.
stick on the inside of your window. So now you have the window open just to hang that on the glass. So you got bugs just soaring in there. You got crappy sound. You got your parents fighting, and you're beating the shit out of your brothers. Like, it's really, you there to watch a movie, and you go home, it's like a family feud. No one's talking for the next week.
Yeah. It doesn't even need to be a drive-in for that. You could do that at home.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Save a couple of bucks. Save the gas. Just punch your brother in the face, and it's the same experience.
Yeah, and for those not from Winnipeg, if you ever see people wearing long-sleeve shirts and jeans in plus 30 weather, it's to fight the bugs. Because I own shorts, but I hardly ever wear them because the bugs get so bad. Right after I first moved back to Winnipeg, I wore shorts that first weekend. Ended up, I think I counted 28 mosquito bites on my legs after being outside for 3 hours. So after that, I hardly just ever wear shorts.
we all
outside
just look
anymore.
like lepers walking around here.
Oh, it's just horrible.
Raggedy skin.
Yeah. Even if people you're around, they're wearing jeans, you see everybody scratching, and it just drives you crazy because then you want to start scratching, and it's just a vicious cycle.
Yep.
There's just no end to it.
Well, that's all we have to look forward to is camping season, the only good season that we get
Camping,
around
yeah.
here.
Or if you want to do stuff right now, like Festival, you can do.
Yeah, there's no
problem.
bugs.
No bugs right
The
now.
only thing biting you is the frostbite, that's for sure.
Yep.
Or is
Or
that cold?
tiny Asian women trying to ballast you when you're climbing the ice tower.
Oh, the ice tower, yeah. That was an experience. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's actually, I'm pretty intrigued that they're turning Fort Gibraltar this year into like a nightclub kind of feel. Like I would love to get down there and check it out and see what they do with it. And
could you imagine like the lighting you can get bouncing off all those ice sculptures and stuff?
Yeah,
like, even in there, man, that'd be unreal.
Yeah, anytime I've gone, it's been during the day. I don't know if they have like lights for the sculptures at night. If they don't, they definitely should.
Yeah, well, you'd think. I mean, even the bars. Like I know it's kind of off topic, but in Russia they have those ice bars.
Yep.
And
or
they have
full,
like the lighting
ice
underneath.
hotels. Yeah,
yeah, that's
full
amazing.
hotels made of ice. And
that's
like
totally
Norway and
something
stuff.
we should do that here in Winnipeg. We could totally get away with that weather.
Yeah, I think they tried doing one in Quebec a few years ago. I can't remember.
Did they?
Maybe.
Was it successful? Probably
Maybe.
not. I haven't heard of it.
I don't know. If we're wrong, I'm sure I'll get corrections in the comments. So.
There you go. And all the
Hopefully.
angry women from our 50 Shades topic.
Yes.
But let's cater to the video game nerds here for a second.
Yes. Okay. So since we're still early into podcast, if you're listening now, trying to give like a mission statement, we are going to be doing some nerd content. It's not just going to be talking to people who are on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're just going to give like a brief, our video game histories. We'll start with video games and go from there. So mine extends quite a while, so I'm not sure about yours, Matt, so we'll get you to start.
Okay, well, what year was it? Basically, it was one of the first years that the Nintendo Entertainment System came out.
Yeah, don't expect me to remember dates or anything. I'm just going to go on systems and games.
It was the 80s. It was late 80s for sure. We got our first system. It was the Nintendo Entertainment System, the original NES 8-bit. That's where it all started. Mario, for me, I could play that all day. Like the original Mario, not even Mario 3 or 2 wasn't even out yet.
Mario 3 was great.
Oh, it was. So it really started with NES. We never had a Super Nintendo, but we did get a Sega Genesis after a couple of years. I mean, it was already on sale, so we kind of missed the boat on that. We got it kind of late. After that, on my own, I bought a N64, and then, everything sort of past that went to online games like computers and everything. Starting with Quake and Duke Nukem 3D, if you can remember those, all the
Duke
good
Nukem
puppies.
3D was probably my first PC game.
Yep.
That and Doom 2.
Yep. I mean, there's a lot of things in between, like Commander Keen. Any old Apogee computer games, we kind of do the side-scrolling. Side-scrollers were huge. But once we got into, like, the 3D shoot-'em-ups, that was kind of, that took it for me.
There's going to be tons of games I played in elementary school on an Apple II. I am not going to remember. I don't even count
Number
that
munchers.
yet. That one with that purple car, I can't remember what his name was.
No, I never played that one. I just remember number munchers. School's tricky. They tell you you're playing a game, but you're really learning math. I think that's cheating. That's not really fair.
Yeah, that
I didn't want
gives
to be
some
educated.
kids an unfair advantage.
Yeah, I didn't want to learn. That was BS. I just wanted to eat stuff.
Yeah. So is there, do you still game it all now? Find time for it every once in a while? Anything on your phone?
Once in a while. Phone, actually, I'm huge because, like the rest of the American population, when I'm ever on, the can taking a poop, I'm always playing the Angry Birds, so that's always fun. But past that, I switched from PCs to Mac. Boo.
Yeah, not a lot of...
Yeah, no.
Not a lot of variety there unless you're on
there
Steam.
isn't. And that's actually what I wanted to touch on with Steam. Like, Steam... Unfortunately, they don't cater as much to the Mac OS, nor do they even with their own OS. I thought they were coming up with their own sort of like Steam OS that...
Yeah, I think they just kind of broke that up. Like with Steam, you can go in like full screen mode now, like big picture mode, and it kind of becomes its own interface.
Okay, are they gonna actually release their own operating system with PCs?
At this point, I'm not sure.
About it.
Yeah,
I don't know if
but
they're actually
they've
gonna do it now.
Also been talking about like the Steam box, where it's just like a digital online console. It's just a little box that's next to your TV and just streams Steam games.
Yeah, that's
something
they're
still.
about.
Yeah, they're still working on that.
Okay, that is still a go. Yeah, once that picks up, I'm sure Linux and Mac and all that crap will be kind of picked up at the same time because the operating systems are basically they're all ran off a Unix platform, right? So once you get one going, you'll get them all going. Unfortunately, right now that's not the case, not yet. But Steam itself has, I would say, it totally revolutionized video games and the way they work now because. I mean, back in in the late 90s, early 2000s, everybody was pirating games, right? I mean, I used to do it myself, too. If I want a game, go online, download it, And most of the time, you can still even play online. And you find these old cracked keys, and you can just wing it. So there's no intake of money.
Yeah, see, I'm back from the days of shareware, where me and my buddies would install Warcraft 2 on the school computers and just all play together.
Yeah, and no money exchange. But now when Steam comes out, they made it so easily and readily available you can pay for things. So now people are starting to pay for video games again. So now there's another, source of money coming in that there really wasn't there before. I mean, not to this extent, which really opens the doors to indie developers. Like now you see like most games that people are playing, like my brother's huge video game fanatics. Every time I'm there, they're playing something new. I'm like, oh, what's that? I'm like, oh, it's some indie game. It's just $5. It just came out, whatever. And so it's really promoting all these other developers, which is great because, I mean, 10 years ago, games are getting kind of stale.
Yeah, we're right smack dab. I would say we're right smack dab in what I would call the indie revolution.
Oh, totally. And I really think Steam helped that go along.
Yeah, and first-party developers like Sony and Microsoft now, they're really pushing independent titles on their online stores.
Right.
So, again, you're seeing online stores like Steam on PlayStation and Xbox Live. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking like maybe 10, 15 years we won't even have console boxes. It'd just be streaming services where you don't have physical copies of the game anymore unless you like. I'd like to see how that would work, but I'm a collector, so I like having the physical copies of the games. So
that's something that was attempted back in, I think it was 1998. I was still in junior high, and there's this thing called Sega Channel, something that Shaw here in Winnipeg tried for a little while. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, I remember Sega Channel.
Yeah, it was just that. Like you plugged in one like massive, I guess, cartridge, for lack of better terms, into your Sega Genesis, and that cartridge was connected to the internet. And you just sign on, and you didn't actually have the games. It was streamed to that cartridge, to that box, and you just have like a list of like 200-300 games, and it was like a monthly service, and you paid your $30 a month or whatever it was. You got to play unlimited games, and then the next month they would cycle. It was kind of a lot like Netflix, but for video games.
Yeah, there was a service called GameFly. It was basically like a streaming service. You just go to the website and plug in your controller to your computer, and you just stream the games right off the website. So there's no download time. Just all stored on servers. They ended up going under a little while ago because of, I think, Sony and Microsoft's move to more digital distribution. Especially now you can download demos for games. If you want to play it for an hour and try it out, you can do that.
Right.
Whereas before you'd have to go and buy your official Xbox magazine, get your demo disc, put it in. That's how you play.
Right.
So it's definitely looking like things are going a lot more digital. Again, I'm not a huge fan of that. I do like my physical copies of the games. But
yeah, I'm the same way.
The future is coming, whether we like it or not. There's always going to be a market for it. Like, look at comic books, how many people read online, but you can still go down to the store and buy one. So I'm hoping video games stay that way.
Yeah, I'm an old-fashioned guy. I like a hard copy all the time. Even for books, I'm not really a fan of those e-readers or whatever. I like to have... There's nothing that more satisfying than shutting the back of that book knowing I just crushed this.
Yeah, it's not it's not the same on
It was
e-reader.
8 months of 600 pages. That's how long it took me.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I prefer having a physical book in my hand. I've never tried the e-reader thing, and I don't think I could do it.
No, it is not going to pick up.
It's just not the same.
No.
Now, for my video game history, I'm going way back, even before I even owned anything on my own. My parents were split up, so living at home with my mom, I didn't really have anything. I was just raised on TV. Go and visit my dad, and he had the NES. So we'd fire that up, play Blades of Glory together. It's probably still my favorite hockey game that's been made.
Classic.
First game to introduce like fighting into a hockey game. The sound effects were awesome. I also remember he had the original Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening. No, wait, Link's Awakening I think was the second one. But he had the original Legend of Zelda gold cartridge. I remember that. We'd go down to Blockbuster. Now I'm dating myself. Go and rent some stuff. We'd rent Contra. If anybody remembers Contra, great game. I'd have a buddy over and we'd play that. So from there, it took me a while before I actually owned a video game console. I had friends who had like a Sega Genesis, and I remember just playing the shit out of Streets of Rage. Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite games growing up. Streets of Rage and Battletoads, those side-scroller beat-em-ups.
Battletoads, yeah. That was amazing.
Yeah, I don't want to get any comments on Battletoads. Yes, I know all about the meta on Battletoads, so we'll just leave that. When I did finally get my first console, it was actually through a Honey Nut Cheerios contest. Really? I don't know if anybody remembers this. I won a Nintendo 64 through a Honey Nut Cheerios contest.
Wow.
When I was living out in the country. And in the contest, too, like with the box tops, you get all these free rentals for games. I had thrown them all out because I didn't own an N64. Figure I'm never going to need these. I win the console, and I've got nothing to play on it now because I threw out all the free rentals. So so from there,
move.
yeah, it started my love with Legend of Zelda. Didn't really start with my dad because I didn't really understand it then, but Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time was the first game I ever owned myself.
Right.
So from there, GoldenEye, of course, on the N64 you had to have. Super Mario 64, of course. Star Fox. That basically started my love for Nintendo until 2 years later, I ended up moving in with my dad, trading in the N64 at a pawn shop for a PlayStation 1 and a copy of FIFA. So big into soccer then. So went from there, and then I've basically been a Sony pony ever since. I went from PS1 to PS2. Now I have a PS3, with also owning all Nintendo consoles in between just to play Zelda games. I bought a GameCube just to play Twilight Princess. I have a Wii U. All I have that I bought for it is Wind Waker HD and Skyward Sword for the Wii, just because I missed a Wii game because I didn't own a Wii.
Right.
So I'm always going to go back for the Zelda games. Like, Nintendo's always got me there. But right now, yeah, PS3, I am looking at getting a PS4 very soon so I can play some Bloodborne. Any Dark Souls fans out there will know this is kind of what we've all been waiting for a while. So that basically brings me up to date. Lately, all I've been playing, of course, Dark Souls, Grand Theft Auto 5, and been doing a little bit on Steam. I only play Binding of Isaac. I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with that, but
I'm not myself.
It is a great kind of dungeon crawler, roguelike, kind of, you get one shot. It's really hard to explain, but if you want to check it out, you definitely want to go on YouTube, check out Northern Lion's YouTube channel. He's another fellow Canadian from Vancouver. I enjoy the crap out of his videos. His references are out of control. He can just riff as he plays, and I have no idea what he's talking about half the time, but it's entertaining as shit. So if you want to check out Binding of Isaac, I definitely recommend Northern Lion's channel. So shout out for him.
I'm more of a Counter-Strike guy myself whenever I'm on Steam. Yeah, Counter-Strike or anything Valve puts out is really, really awesome. Like Portal 2, those are awesome.
Yeah, Portal 2 is one of my favorites. I used to have the orange box.
Well, all the side jokes that even come in there, right? Like with all the robots and everything. Oh, it's great. That and the Call of Duty franchise. Most of them. There are some pretty terrible Call of Duty games I managed to slip out there, but for the most part, they're pretty on point.
See, I personally have only owned one Call of Duty game.
Which one? Which one's that?
I had Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only one I ever bought. I beat the campaign in one night, probably 5.5, 6 hours. Beat the main story. And just tried playing online, and it just wasn't for me. So I traded the game in a week after I bought it. I can't remember what I got for it, but probably like $6.
Yeah,
trade-in is ridiculous. So.
We started playing with the original Call of Duty for PC. That was a lot of fun. Like all the multiplayer maps in there it was great.
Like I remember playing like Call of Duty and Call of Duty 2 back on my buddy's Xbox because I've always been a Sony pony, so I never had the Xbox.
Right.
So if we wanted to play it, we'd play there. That was fun, when you could play local multiplayer, all sit on the same couch together. Mm-hmm. Not enough games that do that anymore.
No.
Like GoldenEye is probably the peak.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. I mean, you think about it, like with the Wii U that's come out, like anything Nintendo puts out now is kind of their party, and I think they catered to that too. They were fully capable of making a system comparable to to Sony's or Xbox, but they didn't. They put out something that was more simplistic, I think, and more catering to kids and families, right? Because you kind of get together as a family, you play these, even the trivia games and stuff that came out. Or the golf. I sunk hours into the golf game. That was a free disc that came with the original Wii. Yeah,
that's the main problem with Nintendo. Like, they will build a system not for the specs, but for the gameplay elements.
Yeah.
So the controller, especially for the Wii and the Wii U, the controller designs were the big thing. Mm-hmm. Like, this is a new way to play video games. It's not necessarily going to look the best.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a fun way to engage and play, which I really like. But the main problem is so far with the Wii U is we're only starting to see good games come out for it now, like Mario Kart 8 and Super Smash Brothers. Those are just starting to come out now. A new Zelda game coming this year, which is going to be fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. As a diehard Zelda fan, I can't wait to finally play my Wii U.
Yeah.
That's been sitting on my shelf for almost 2 years, untouched.
Now you're finally getting the titles rolling in.
Keeps beeping at me like, play me. Because it does that. The screen will pop up with ads every once in a while.
Really?
Like, yeah.
So it knows that it's just on the shelf and it's trying to...
Yeah.
It's trying to get your attention.
To nudge you and remind you, like, hey, you own me. There is some stuff to do on me now. So
that is hilarious.
Yeah, keep getting little notifications from the store saying there's new stuff in the Nintendo store. But
speaking about Nintendo, have you ever played like a DS or a 3DS? Or
I used to have a DS. Again, I bought it just to be able to play the Zelda games on it. Like
I was just gonna say that I have the Ocarina of Time actually on the 3DS, which is great because you're reliving. It's like it's for nostalgia, right? Like there's nothing new that's gonna blow your mind on a DS, but for the old games, it's pretty.
But it's updated graphics and everything.
It is, yes.
Yeah. I still haven't played. Majora's Mask 3D just came out a couple days ago.
Okay.
For the 3DS, like new improved graphics and stuff. Like I've never played the remakes other than Wind Waker HD.
Yeah.
Because I bought it for the Wii U. Because it's Zelda, so I had to buy it.
I don't know if EA Sports does. They probably don't. But if EA Sports ever came out with like an NHL 15 that would play on the 3DS, it'd be like I would drop out of school. That would be it for me. That would be at school with me every day, and that would be the turning point.
Yeah, the sports titles for some reason don't seem to really be as prolific on the handheld titles, which is weird.
Well, I mean, look at like how many people would play it, right? Like, let's say you have, 100,000 copies sell. Well, that's only 100,000 people now who are going to play that. Versus the millions who are around the world on the Xbox and the PlayStation, right? So even getting an online game on something that's portable, you're not going to have the same audience.
That's really the rough part. Like they tried doing stuff like that with the PS Vita, where you only had to buy one copy of the game for your PS3, and you also owned it on the Vita, and you can just like cloud storage, so you could be playing a game on PS3 and be like, oh shit, it's time for work, I got to go, hop on the bus. Pull out your Vita and pick up on the game where you left off. That's a cool concept, but there just wasn't enough games that took advantage of it.
Yeah, I hear you.
And Sony is basically dead in the handheld market. It's the Vita and the PSP and the Vita are basically dead. Nobody's making games for them. People that aren't releasing new content or patches.
No.
Like Nintendo seems to just be dominant in the handheld market nowadays, which good for them.
They are. I'm not. I mean, I haven't really been following it, so I can't really make too much of a comment. But I'm not even sure of what new titles they're coming out with. Like, to me, it's like their ad campaign basically consists of like, hey, do you need another Pokemon game? Because we got just one in store for you.
Oh, there's like a new one every year.
Yeah, exactly. And that's usually following either just before or just after like a bunch of other games that get released. And then there's like a lull for a while.
Yeah, it's usually around Christmas and summer where like the big titles will come out. Mm-hmm. Like, by big titles, like the big AAA, like mascot titles, like anything containing Mario is going to come out either around Christmas or middle of the summer. Like all the big studios like to release their big games around Christmas because all the parents go out shopping and buy, spend.
Yep.
So they get a lot of money right quick.
Yeah.
On their return. So they release it and they're getting all that money back almost right away.
Right.
So you don't see a lot of video games come out throughout the year, like not a lot of big titles anyways.
Right.
Like for Bloodborne to be coming out, I think it comes out either this month or early next month. To be coming out this time of year is unheard of for a game that's like this, I don't know, expected, wanted, like people want this game. Even Dark Souls 2 came out at a weird time, like in the spring last year, and that took off and was on a lot of people's Game of the Year lists, which, as a Dark Souls fan, I don't agree with because there are problems with it. But yeah, for big AAA games, especially FromSoft, but they never really do anything by the rules. So for Bloodborne coming out this time of year, yes, I know I'm talking a lot about Bloodborne is because I love it and I'm waiting for it. Just get over it, folks. We'll get there. I'll play it and then I won't have to talk about it as much anymore.
You should put some ads up just to fund your PS4.
Oh God, yeah. If you want to see me play Bloodborne on the YouTube channel, then try and get a hold of me and donate some money.
Now that's a campaign.
Yes, because I'm still without a PS4. So again, for the channel, I'd like to be able to play some recent games. So the most recent games I've been playing have been GTA 5 on the PS3.
Yeah.
So for more entertaining videos, I'd like to get a PS4, get GTA 5 again.
Yeah. Sports games. How are you for sports games?
I used to play the crap out of Madden and NHL and FIFA for a while, but as a Canadian, NHL.
Yeah, that's my go-to. Actually, this past weekend I was at my cousin's place there, and we were we're kind of farting around. We're playing just countless games of NHL 15 because he has a PS4, and they're very different between the PS3 and PS4. The same title, it's a totally different game, 100%. So we played the crap out of that, and then when that got kind of excessive, we moved to the foosball table, which is blew the dust off of that thing and played that for a while. But
I could play foosball all night, every night.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah,
my parents have one. My cousin has one. I don't have anything because I'm poor. I live in Elmwood.
Yeah,
so that's kind of puts a damper in most things. But yeah, NHL, man, that's probably where 99% of my all my video game playing is done right now.
Yeah, I don't think I've played an NHL title since NHL 2004 on PS2. My buddy had it, and I found this weird glitch where anytime you took a slap shot from center ice, it was an automatic goal.
No.
Yeah, because it would just sail over the goalie's shoulder and go right in the net.
Well, how about the wraparound from NHL 93 or 94 on the Sega Genesis? You score every time.
Yeah, guaranteed goals.
Every time.
You don't find that on the games nowadays.
Nope.
They're definitely a lot more realistic. The only thing I find that they're still missing in the modern games are the puck battles against the boards.
Yeah.
You don't see that in the video games.
You do kind of, but they're very... I mean, keeping in mind, every time that something like that happens, it almost enters like a script. It's scripted, right? There's only so many animations they can do. So now it's like two dudes are facing the boards and they're kicking it around. It's kind of the extent of it, but
even the fact that they have that in the game now, I think is great because, again, it's been forever since I picked up a brand new NHL game, and these are, that's one of the things I always notice. They're trying to go for realism, but there's never any play against the boards.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice that they're including that now. That's
they're
awesome,
they're definitely bringing it. So you should really get on that and go buy one so you can go play.
Yeah, I've never really been on, as most people listening probably tell, I've never really been big on sports or first person shooters.
Yeah,
on my shelf right now, I don't have any sports titles. No, not a single one. And the only first-person shooters I have is Deus Ex and BioShock Infinite.
Okay.
So I have always been more into stories for games. I'll buy it if it's got a good story.
Right.
I'm a story junkie. I'm addicted to movies, TV, comic books, video games, kind of thing. As long as it's got a good story,
content,
then I'm going to buy it.
I hear you.
If I was a fan of first-person shooters, I'd probably be all over Call of Duty because I could just play online every night and get more than my money's worth, which is what I'm doing with GTA 5 right now. So I'm not even touching the story.
Right.
Just playing just online.
Yeah.
And it's fucking tons of fun. So.
Oh, yeah. I got that game, I think, 2 years ago. That's when I was rocking that one. Oh, the nice thing about that game is you can pick it up, play for 20 minutes, put it down. But my problem is I stopped doing missions. I just start beating people up and stealing cars.
Yeah, I just drive around.
I do all the things that I'm not allowed to do in real life.
Yeah.
That's what I do. And I'll do it for hours. That says a lot about me, I think. That can't be healthy.
Yeah. If there's no missions going on, I just drive around, go clothes shopping.
I hold up
I
gas
got to dress
stations.
up my little dolly, my little avatar in the game. Made him look pretty much exactly like me, just a better version of me. My guy on GTA can actually grow a beard where I can't. So.
Yeah, no, I hear you. No, that's great. Yeah, wow, I should really have done that. I hold up gas stations. That's what I do.
No, if I don't have any missions going, I usually set myself just to join random races because
I blow stuff up sometimes too.
Yeah, that's fun.
I mean, outside the game.
But that's good too. We'll get a timetable so we know where not to go.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's the people on GTA Online that just drive around, if you're on their server and they just fuck with you. That always pisses me off. I pull up to a gun store, pull up, walk into the store, start shopping. I hear explosions behind me because there's shit going on outside the store, and all of a sudden, door breaks open. I get shot twice in the head. I'm dead. I'm I'm just trying to fucking shop here. It's
maybe that's your problem. Maybe you shouldn't be shopping. You should be joining the gunfight.
I should be, apparently. And I waste all my ammo, and then I got to go back to the gun store and buy more bullets and get shot again. So it's a never-ending circle. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hear you. Countless hours sunk into that one.
Oh yes, and more today. I probably should have played a lot more on Valentine's Day since I was home doing nothing, but I just zonked out. Didn't even think about video games that weekend.
Yeah, it was a busy one for me too. Other than the hockey with a cousin. That was my my clocking in time for sure.
Cousin's Brody, right?
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
And he's going to be on. We're going to have him in sometime this week. We're going to sit down and talk to him.
That's right. I was actually just texting him right now. Yeah, he's picking up his girlfriend from the airport today, so he'll probably be in the next couple of days easily. either tomorrow or Friday, and then play that one by ear.
All right, and for people who don't know, where might they know Brody from?
Brody Jackson from QX 104, a local radio station here in Winnipeg.
All right, so I might have lied to you earlier when I said we weren't just doing radio personalities on the show, but it seems that's going to be the pattern. So we're going to have Brody on this week. Vicky Shea is going to come in probably next week.
Or the week after, yep.
Yeah, but don't worry, when we have Brody in, it's not going to be just a show about the radio. We are going to have a little bullshit session and just another kind of podcast like today.
He's just another guy.
So
yep.
So look forward to that coming up in the next few days. Thanks again for tuning in to the Jinks podcast. This has been the third one, our post-Valentine's Day episode. We talked about Valentine's Day quite a bit for a Valentine's Day episode. Just kidding. But thanks for tuning in. This has been Jared Marshall, and joining us today has been Matt Harms. So take care, folks.